Hi, Elements family. If you don't know us, we are a niche fitness studio in Charlottesville, Virginia. On Air is our blog podcast about studio happenings, collaborations, and education about our programming. We want to share with you our process and how we curate our content to serve our amazing community. Come take a peek behind the scenes.
Hey everybody, this is my beautiful wife Monica. My name's Kendall. We own Elements, and we wanted to create a different way of reaching out instead of through emails and stuff, something that's a little more intimate, and where we could also generate interest from everybody throughout the month through emails and feedback from you guys of things that we can talk about and go over, and also go over kind of the directions that we're taking the studio in and what's coming up next, events. And it's a lot easier for us because I don't have to type as much.
We found that as we are being creative with our content inside the studio and all the ideas that we have, sometimes we lose momentum and in the implementation part of it. And so this is a big effort to keep the momentum going. And I feel that if we include our entire community in these conversations, I think they'll engage a little bit more. And so our party classes will be full.
More party.
More party. So we have a bunch of stuff that we're super excited. We want to share with everyone. But we're going to start from the top. So we have a big holiday coming. So this is Valentine's weekend, and it's amazing, but this is landing on a Friday.
Which makes a great, amazing date night, because you have the next day off, hopefully, maybe. I'm not sure if we will, but we'll still have fun anyways.
Oh yeah, we're having a lot of fun. But before we get there, what does Valentine mean to you? What does the date mean to you?
That means I get to ask my wife out on a date, and we get to go have fun and have dinner and spend time together and get out of the studio and really connect where everything else shuts down.
I think we do that almost every day.
Yeah, so we're just going to do it even better on Valentine's Day.
So if you don't know, I spent part of my time in Charlotte, North Carolina. And so there's a week when I'm not here in the studio, and so we miss each other so much that the week that I am here,
we have like 7 date nights every night.
But anyways, besides the point, yeah, so for me, Valentine's, I don't know, I feel that it's getting really commercial. I sometimes feel like right after the holidays, Christmas time, then we have
everything turns pink.
Yes, everything turns pink. Everything's like hard, and everything's like and I don't want to sound jaded, because that's not what I'm saying. I just get the commercial part of it is I feel it kind of like very loud in the background.
Roses, chocolate hearts.
Yeah.
I like to buy huge sunflowers instead, change things up.
I like sunflowers. I feel that too, that my rebellious side is always like, no, I don't want to celebrate Valentine's because it's what they tell me I need to do. And so I am like contra. I'm like, I am not going to celebrate Valentine's because they're telling me I have to.
I learned that the hard way a long time ago.
With me?
Just kidding.
Maybe a little bit. Yeah, so that's how I feel about Valentine's.
We'd love to hear you guys sending emails in and stuff and reaching out to us, what you guys think about Valentine's Day. Maybe we can talk about it next time that we do this. That's part of this is getting feedback, and then we can kind of go over the feedback that we get from y'all, so we can really create. It's an amazing place already. It's full of magic and love and rainbows, occasional unicorns running around. But we want to get in touch with you all more and guide the studio in different directions. So we would love to hear your feedback on Valentine's Day. I mean, for me, growing up, It was, okay, I have to get a dozen roses, I gotta get either maybe some jewelry and this big heart thing with chocolate, and then you get under pressure because there's all these expectations of things out there, and you kind of get lost in the expectation of it. And I think the biggest part of Valentine's Day, it's a heart, right? And in a heart, if we all open our hearts, we all connect to each other. And I think the biggest thing, whether it's a spouse, whether it's a friend, whether our children, our family, or even if it's somebody that you're having a challenging relationship with, can we let those barriers down and can we find connection?
I like that. I like that you managed to bring the other side that is not always the peaceful and happy side, and kind of allowing to a little bit of space so that we can recognize that their barrier is what keeps us from feeling love.
Yes, maybe this Valentine's Day you ask, how can I connect? Instead of maybe doing the typical, hey, let's go out on a date, let's get flowers, let's do this. Find a different magical way to connect.
I know one.
One. Wait.
I know one. I told you I'm a rebel. And so.
Oh, wait. I know where she's going on this. You ladies will probably like this.
So you might have seen it already on Facebook, and we've been blasting it on social media.
There's been a lot of positive feedback on it.
Yeah.
Or just a lot of feedback in general.
So, we created this clothing optional class. It sounds like very scary just by
It
that.
is, but before we move forward, like making a decision like this, because we've spent 8 years building this business, from working at the front desk with our wonderful yoga family, the Yaks family, Yaks Yoga Concepts, to learn how to manage a studio, to building a studio, to building another studio, to transferring the studio, to all this stuff. And so it doesn't come lightly, and it was a lot of thought that went into delivering this class. And there's going to be other iterations this is the first, and we're kind of working into them. But it's a way for people, we all have limiting beliefs about our own body. No matter, how in shape or not in shape you think you are. For instance, we're filming this, we're trying to set up, and I look and see, wait, I have one ear stick out. I'm like, Monica, can we switch sides? I don't want everybody to see my ear that's coming out.
I'm worried about my hair. I'm going to look in the video, like, what is my face going to look like? Like, they say it adds 10 pounds being on camera. Just crazy thoughts. So, we're trying to tame the crazy and really challenge all of these ideas, disrupt that narrative that we've been given. Yeah, we are supposed to look a certain way to be yogis, right? Or we have to look a certain way.
You have to be able to do a handstand.
Absolutely, be able to do a handstand. If you're not a real yogi. Nope. I feel that the biggest challenge, for me personally, my biggest challenge in being completely open is the relationship I have with myself, my body. And my challenge is because I feel, although I do my daily work, I'm in the meditation, I'm in the yoga room, I try to do the self-inquiry process, I find myself doubting myself through this body. And I know I'm not the only one. I know that there's a lot of women, a lot of men that feel the same way. And I don't know, I feel very encouraged. We have a great support system that we've been bouncing all these ideas with, and the support is incredible. We've had a great response, a lot of really outstanding women that are just high-fiving left and right, like, I can't believe you're doing this, but this is amazing. We love you for this opportunity, and I feel that this is going to be pretty amazing.
I think so too. And it's like, it's when we start to develop the ego, we start creating these limiting beliefs of our bodies and how we compare them to everybody else. And You know, and Monica put a picture up in one of the posts about it, and there's this, you can see the folds of the skin of this beautiful little baby. And it's like, you know, I remember hearing friends of mine talk about when, you know, the child came out, there was a cone head, there was really big ham hocks on the thighs, there was all these different shapes and sizes, different folds of the skin, and all these things, and
nobody judges those things.
and they're beautiful.
Yes.
Right? So why is it when we get older and we have these egos and we built this whole belief system that changes? Like, our bodies are the most amazing tool we will have in our whole lifetime. And why not celebrate them and be free and let go of all the crap that holds us back?
But very interesting, and one of the kind of the early stages of this class, I love going to spas, and so there's a spa in Northern Virginia that we've gone a couple of times, and it's a Korean style spa. I don't know if you've ever been to one, but I was very surprised in that the women's and men's locker room, they're separated, but there are pools and spas within the locker room, and these are nude spas. All the women, I guess it must be different because of culture, all the women are naked. And it's beautiful because there's older people, there's young people, there's moms, there's young, there's everybody, and the whole thing is about enjoying and distressing the body and having this therapy in the back that cleanses, and it's restorative to the body. And when I saw this type of culture, it's a type of approach, it literally lifted a blind of my eyes, and I was like, why are there so many barriers about me being completely whole in this body? What are they? What can I explore? And so that takes away a lot of like the taboo or the central aspect of being in a group environment where other people are naked. It takes it away, and then it becomes a possibility of just being you, without judgment, without expectation, without nothing, just you in a beautiful heated environment. Because if you haven't been to our studio, our heating is kick-ass. We have an amazing heating
system. It is now
system.
Because I fixed the humidifier today, which I'm very, 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 very proud of, because it's taken me 2 weeks to work through all the systems and parts of it, and I finally got the right part put in there today, and it was pushing out 40% humidity. So high five me.
Thank you. Anyway, so yes, the room itself.
Oh wait, not high five me. Kevin stayed with me for like 7 hours yesterday until like 10, 11 o'clock, away from his family, helping me come up with ideas to get this thing working, and we finally came up with one last night. So
thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
Anyway, so the room environment is low lighting, it's super smooth, just feel skin being caressed by this heat, and then you get to move in it. And it's not gonna be like a super strenuous flow, because I know there's a lot of women that haven't practiced with us, and so we have to keep it light.
But it's not gonna be a super high heat either. It's gonna be something that's gonna feel good, it's gonna restore the body, it's gonna open things up, and
yeah, and empowering femininity, come out, enjoy it, and it's beautiful. It's like, it's such a creative part, lift it up away from all the what we deem negative, lift it up away from there. And what can you create from that place? That energy of creation is the universe. What can we do with it?
Yeah, I mean, where, like in your own life, where are you creating from? If you always create from a place of worry and fear, what do you think your life's gonna look like? If you elevate and create from a higher vibration or frequency, what do you think your life's gonna look like?
I'm excited.
I am too.
Anyway, so if you are hearing this and you haven't registered yet, we have a few spots remaining. Come onto our website, ecville.com/events, and the link is going to be right there.
And it's February 15th at 12
p.m. Yeah, it's a 1-hour class. Please be early, 15 minutes before class. That's great. So that way, if you haven't been here, I can give you a tour and kind of give you all the details about what to expect. And then
you
we
all
can start
will have
on
the
time.
whole studio to yourself, because I will be gone.
You're banned.
I'll be out hanging out with guys.
Yeah. Bye. Anyways. All right. So moving on. So our next, I guess our next
training.
event, thing coming up. Thank you.
You know that thing that we do like every weekend, every other weekend?
Teacher training. So we are, we're really excited because every quarter we start new people as they join into the teacher training. Last year after, like, let me just, I know where you're going, I know where you're going. We had been going back and forth about the structure of the teacher trainings, and I love the Montessori approach.
That's where I was going. She just took my words. Yeah.
I took it. Montessori approach to learning, and that it's not the traditional industrial education type where you're taking notes, and no, it has a very organic approach to learning, and that once the information is delivered to you, you start vocalizing the information and then becoming a teacher to the new people that jump into the next quarter in your teacher training. So this always creates this revolving machine of learning.
So basically, we give you the information, you learn it, and just like typical school, you kind of regurgitate that information back out. And then the next level of it is that information that you learn, then you teach somebody else. I don't know if you've ever noticed throughout your life. I remember going through college and we had study groups and stuff, and especially when we got into like the multivariate calculus and differential equations and stuff. What really helped me in those scenarios when we were in those groups, somebody would be stuck somewhere, and then I would be helping them get through it. And as I was helping them get through it, light bulbs would go off all along the way. I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. And so I think it's a really powerful approach, because not do you just learn it in theory, but you also get to learn it through experience and application, which I think is one of the best teachers you can have.
The module that we're starting in March, it's the weekend of March 17, we are doing the Vinyasa module. And that Vinyasa module is 4 weekends. And we learn, in this module specifically, we learn the art of sequencing class, understanding the Vinyasa sequence, how it works, but we also dive deep into yoga philosophy, and so that also is very transformative. The next module then shifts.
Wait, let's go back to yoga philosophy.
Yoga
philosophy. And it's not, we don't teach this in a traditional way, like here's an 8-limb path. And you know that of the 8-limb path, the physical movement in the room just used to be seated meditation, and it's only one of the 8 limbs, and then it's turned into the asana now, which is physical practice in the room, but it's only one part of it. But anyways, back to where I was going, is that it's not just in theory. We don't just learn this information, but we've taken current world teachers that have
Brené Brown,
Eckhart Tolle, and we also take the experiences that we personally gone through in our own lives, and then the current ones in your life, if you're open to sharing them, and show how this model applies in the real world now, not just some theory of, lead with your heart, have a nice day.
what does it mean?
Right, and you learn what it means from experience. And so we work through some of those experiences and what they actually look like in the room, which I think is one of the most powerful parts of our teacher training. I stumped you, didn't I? She's like, what's next? I'll put it back there. You were going to the next module. Module 2.
Earth. Module Niyata. And so this is our stability, and that is later towards June. And it's another 4 weekends, and that module is very powerful, and that is all physical, and it's really about understanding body mechanics, anatomy, and so that those 2 modules complement each other. So teacher training completes upon completion of both of those modules. We're really excited because we've made a commitment to allow people that may want to join into a teacher training but they don't have the financial feasibility to do so.
But they have the heart, the
Yes.
drive, and they want to do something.
We always bring in the partial scholarships and full scholarships, and so we released last week our partial scholarship, and we're so excited. Luke is hopping on board on that scholarship, and we just literally finished talking to him right before we started recording this, and
we're
his
really,
voice.
really excited to have him because he has a natural wisdom that he carries about himself, and I think the way he's going to let that flower throughout this teacher training is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see it.
Yes, I'm really excited. And then I'm really excited for the next person because we are releasing, along with this conversation, our full scholarship. And this is a little bit more intricate in that there is
some more requirements to
of
it.
course, for this full scholarship. And there's an eligibility requirement, and you must be able to meet all the application requirements and commit to some of the following things we're asking from you. Is to teach a minimum of 24-hour yoga. 24 hours, that's insane.
24 classes.
24
It could be 24 hours if they're all 60-minute classes, so it works too.
It can take anywhere between 3 to 6 months, depending on how many classes we actually have available for this trainee to start teaching live. We also ask that this person keeps a journal record of each class, along with a sequence progression, and we work one-on-one with that person to make sure that they feel comfortable and that the progression makes sense in their journey as a teacher. And we also ask for a 1,000-word reflection, so there is an essay portion to this practicum / scholarship. And then we also ask for testimony of your journey as a teacher and what that means for you. So you'll see all of this being posted on our website. It's going to be on the email.
So if you qualify for all these things, we will sponsor your whole tuition. So it's absolutely tuition free.
One person only, so it is a financial need scholarship. That was a mouthful.
Luckily, we have notes right here that we can kind of read off of.
All right. So what are we doing with the podcast, Kendall?
We're talking in front of a camera so they can hear us.
No, going forward.
I thought, where are we going with the podcast?
Yes. What are we doing going forward? We have different ideas about including some of our teacher trainees in this podcast so they can
get to know
converse about their experience. Yeah, get to know them, and also introducing a theme for the month. I feel that as a team in the studio, we can be a little bit more cohesive in the message that we're putting out into our classes. So if you've been to our classes, we always introduce a theme, and then we give sound bites of the theme that we're massaging with a purpose, like a higher takeaway. And so as we introduce these themes for February, we're brainstorming, like, what are we going to do? I'm like, well, it is Valentine's month.
And the theme doesn't mean that you're going to hear the same quote every single time in class, but what we want is to introduce the message in so many different ways that everybody's able to hear. Because I don't know if it's ever happened to you where you've heard something, and finally, like the fifth time you hear it, like, oh, the light bulb goes off and makes sense. And plus, somebody in class can connect the way I deliver a message, or because of the way I've had an experience in my life, and it relates to them, but it doesn't mean it's going to relate to the other person. So we want to start introducing more cohesive message, a theme every single month, so all of our teachers can start delivering their experiences and connecting more with you all. And that's part of the feedback. It's like, what would you like to hear in class?
I want to introduce this month's theme, sort of like already halfway through the month. Life isn't caring. Nope, that's not it. Life isn't finding.
Hold on, take two. Wait, take three.
Life isn't finding. No. Life isn't about finding.
It's about
yourself.
creating yourself.
Oh.
We share a brain.
Oh my goodness. All
And
right, guys.
It seemed like she was having trouble getting to the end of that, so I thought I would help her out a little bit.
I hope you listen to this and
Me
that you
too.
keep on working. I don't know what that means. I hope you continue. I hope you like this, just like us. Like, listen, and come into the studio. We can't wait to meet you if you haven't met you yet.
And thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart, Monica's heart, Bill's heart, for sharing your energy in the studio. The studio wouldn't be as warm and magical and amazing if it wasn't for all of you that walk through the doors every day. So we are so very grateful for you all.